Hi there, this is Srand. So in this lesson, we are going to continue our studies on random number generation. So since the last two lessons, we have learned how to create a random number using the rand function, and then we have advanced ourselves to create not just the same random number each and every time, but dynamically generate a different random number each time you run your program using the srand function. And now in this lesson, let's look into a simple concept of how to control the specific or how to generate a random number, obviously using a srand function dynamically within a control or within a specific range here. Okay, so let me launch the IDE. So we know that we are using a 2013 Express for Windows Desktop from Microsoft. Okay. So already I have created a project under the name random numbers here. Okay, it consists of nothing more than a random.c file. Okay, so just I am entering all the basic stuff like header files. Okay, let's write stdio.h. Okay, and hash include conio.h. Okay, so int main, so all the basic stuff like int main, return 0 excuse me, return 0 prior to that gets here. Okay, so I've just done with all the basic stuff here. Okay, so now I'm taking a single variable, let's say int n. So let me add this header file mad.h, which is very essential. So when you are since you are using random and srand functions, which were both defined in this library mad.h here. Okay, so now what I'm doing is, if I'm saying simple n is equal to srand here. Okay, so by doing so, what you do is what we get is we get the random number generated dynamically. That means that so every time you generate a random number, it's a different one here. That's the sole purpose of using a srand function here. Okay, so I'm done with my program of generating a small coding of a srand function here. So what happens if you run the program? It generates a random number. So if you observe here, 3361584, since it uses unsigned integer as its base, a srand function gives you a big, huge random number here. Okay, so what happens if you want to generate a random number under a specific range? That means that so if you want to generate a random number so under 100, okay, so in that case you need to use this modulus operator, modulo reminder, the one you use for reminder, modulus operator, and followed by the specific number under which you want to keep the maximum, under which you want to set the maximum limit of your random number here. Okay, so now I have done nothing crazy here. I just used the modulus operator and used the 100 here number as the maximum range under which our random number created dynamically under every time I run the program here. Okay, so now if I run the program, so I get 60 here. Okay, so if you observe here, so I get the random number under 100 only. So if you run the program once again, you get 52. Okay, so every time you run the program, you get a different random number. So now I get 56. Now again I'm running once again, you get a different random number, but it's below the range of 100, which we have set using this syntax here. Okay, 20. Okay, so in the same way, let me take another variable here. Okay, so I'm just making myself comfortable. I'm taking let's make it x. Okay, for just convenience purpose. And now let me take y. Okay, so I'm just making it x such that, okay, so again I'm taking another variable here which is going to be y. Okay, so what I do is again I'm making use of this srand function. I'm using the srand function once again and using the modulo division operator. Now I want to generate a random number before 1000. Okay, so 3-digit random number 1000. So I set this specifically to obtain the random number dynamically under 1000. Okay, so it can be 3 digits or 2 digits or single digit, whatever it can be. Okay, so I'm running the program. So if you observe here, I haven't outputted it yet. Okay, so let me take a printf statement here. So printf, let's put some message here. Okay, so let's say everything will be clear. The random number generated within 1000. Okay, within 1000. Okay, so which is going to be like this. So is equal to, so percentage d, and now okay, so percentage d, and let's make it as y. So that's what we have taken here. Okay, so there is a problem, I haven't closed it with semicolon. Okay, so in same way, let's write one more message here. The random number, let's put it slash and slash t here too, to make the output more viable. Slash and slash t, the random number generated, so within 100. Okay, so within 100 as range is equal to percentage dx. Okay, so now if you run your program, so if you observe here the huge message I have typed, every time you run the program you get a different random numbers, but specifically they fall under the category of whether it's below 100 or whether it's below 1000. Okay, so if you want, you can take another variable, let me do it also. So I'm taking int z here. Okay, so for this time I want to generate a random number which falls under the category of 10, below 10 here. Okay, so you need, depending upon your situation, I'm just copying this entire printf statement and I'm putting it here. Okay, so putting it here. Okay, now before so depending upon the situation, within 10 or within the range of 1000, with 1000 as maximum, within under 1000 as whatever you wanted, you can take the message, that is not a problem here. Okay, so within 10, within the range 10, or let's make it our sentence is a little bit clearer here. Okay, within the range of 10, within the range, in the range of 1000, in the range of 1000, or within the range of 100, so whatever you wanted, you can have your message for your understanding purpose. So within the range of 100 here. Okay, so what I have done is I have just controlled the range of the random number which is going to be generated dynamically under 10. It should fall under 10, so for that reason I have used this syntax here. Okay, so I'm just storing that generated random number in the z variable, and I'm just outputting it using z here. Okay, so if I run the program, so you get since I have used slash t, so the way it took it out our message is outside the specified bound here. Okay, since I have a very small screen. Okay, so you have within the range of 100, you get 28. Every time you run the program, you get the different random number within the range of 100, and in the same way you have every time you run the program, within the range of 1000 you get this random number, and within the range of 10 you get this random number every time you run the program differently. Okay, so if I run the program once again, so you get at another different set of random numbers here. Okay, so this is the basic stuff about how to generate a random number dynamically within a specific range. Okay, so let's add a comment here. So generating, I'm just writing the demo of the program now. It should be prior to when I start the program. Generating the random number dynamically within a specific range. Okay, so that's what we have done with this program. Okay, random number, generating a random number. I'm just writing a comment for this very first thing here. Generating a random number within the range 1 to, or let's put it 0 to 100. Excuse me. So every time you run your program, you can generate any sort of random number which falls under the category of 0 to 100 here. Okay, so in the same way here you get the random number generated below 0 to 1000, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the basic stuff. So see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.